Section 12.9, retirement investments. We're going to compute the required minimum distribution, RMD, and the penalty for early withdrawal from an IRA. Okay, so an IRA, make sure you know what the letters stand for. It is a question on the test. Individual Retirement Account, IRA. It matures with interest that is tax deferred. For income tax, you can postpone paying the tax for it. That's what tax deferred means. If you withdraw funds from it before age 59 and a half years old, you have a 10% penalty. So however much the IRA is worth, you have a 10% penalty for that, and then they would take that out. No penalty is incurred if the money is used to pay college expenses for you, spouse, children, or grandkids, or if it's for a first-time home purchase. So if you had an IRA and your grandchild, you wanted to loan them some money to go to college, you would not get a penalty if you loan them the money to go to college, or if you went to college, or if you bought your first home at that age. So there are some certain things that you don't have to pay penalties for, but everything else you would have a penalty of some sort. Here's a couple of Roth IRA. It matures with interest, tax-free. You never have to pay income tax on this type of IRA. So pretty good investment if you don't have to pay income tax on it. The money just goes in there and then you don't have to pay taxes on that. The required minimum distribution, or RMD. Unless funds are withdrawn from your traditional IRA at age 70 and a half, you will pay a penalty of 50% of the amount you should have withdrawn. So at age 70 and a half, you have to withdraw money. Okay? If you don't, they're going to take half of the amount of the withdrawal, which is kind of a lot. So we're going to do some of those. The example that we're going to do is just under $10,000. So they would get half of that if you didn't withdraw the money. Now, at that age, I don't really know why you wouldn't, but evidently some people want to leave it in there or something. I don't know. So, yeah, when you get to that age, withdraw the money. You've been saving it for that long, you might as well enjoy it.
That's why the guy's life expectancy at that age, because we blow it all and do stupid stuff at that age and then we die.
Yeah. So the amount you must begin withdrawing is based on your life expectancy. There's a table on page 465 that we're going to look at in a minute, and it's the fair market value of your IRA. Distribution period for your IRA is your life expectancy. So we're going to go through these formulas. I'm going to kind of flash back to them as we get to them. The first one we're going to do is the fair market value divided by your life expectancy factor. So Bob has saved $2,000 per year in his IRA for 35 years. At age 70, the fair market value of his IRA was $256,202.89. Using the Uniform Lifetime Table on 465, or life expectancy table, what's his required minimum distribution at 70 and a half? Okay, so let's do that one first. So open your books to page 465. So open them, please. 465. Also look at the first formula in blue right under that table. That's the one that we're going to go by for this first part. So we need the fair market value, and that's this big number right here. So $256,202.89. And we're going to look at the number on the table, and then we're going to just divide by that. So the life expectancy factor at age 70 is 27.4. So all we do is grab that age that he's supposed to be taking this money out, and we're going to divide by that number.
Does it matter? There's a difference between male and female?
Nope, no difference on this one. Nope.
Don't they have different life expectancies?
They probably do, but it evidently is incorporated in there already. So 256,202.89 divided by 27.4 is this amount. Okay, shh. So at 70 and a half, this person would have to withdraw $9,350.47. Okay, and my question is, why wouldn't you, right? If you've been saving that long, take the money. Then what's the penalty going to be? So let's look at the second formula down. So if you're looking at that same page, the second formula says the penalty is 10% of the amount of distribution. The amount of distribution is the one that we just found. So we're going to take 9,350.47 times 10%. Okay. Okay, so the penalty is half of the distribution amount. 4,675.24. So if he doesn't take the money out, they're going to take half of it, which is just about $4,700. Okay, not worth it.
Send it all.
Okay. Next step. If Bob had withdrawn $25,000 at age 50 for vacation, what would the penalty be? Okay, vacation is not buying a home. It is not giving money to yourself, your kids, your spouse, your grandkids for education purposes. So he would have a 10% penalty. So he's going to withdraw $25,000. They're going to charge him 10% of that, which would be $2,500. Okay, so if you're going to withdraw money, make sure it's for education purposes or buying a home for yourself. The last question, what if he had used the $25,000 for his kids' college expenses? Would that count? Would he have a penalty?
Yes.
No penalty if it's used for educational purposes for yourself, your grandkids, or otherwise. So here we're just going to put no penalty. Okay, so because it's used for education, no penalty.
So education only?
Education only, yep.
So what if you're dying?
Or buying your first home.
What if you're dying?
Now, hopefully you'd have a home before 70 and a half years old though, right? But if you don't and you're buying a home for yourself, there's no penalty there either.